Hello everybody, Sneaky Cheapy here, bringing you another AOE League's 2v2 matchup. You might have seen the other one between BlankSpot and Stiigz playing as the Gothfather. This is the same team, so Idlevilles Galore, I believe is their team name, and they're going up against AOE2builds.com. That I think is the #1 seed in their Group E in the AOE League's 2v2. Well, the Water Nomad is the map. The civs are Gothfather down here in green as the Byzantines, BlankSpot in red as the Portuguese, two very good water civs. And they're playing against Savvy Empire, who's the Malay in blue, also a strong water civ for infinite fish traps. And yellow is Britons, White Death playing as the Britons. Not necessarily a water map civ or water civ, but strong in their own right, certainly. Could see a lot of archer action going on from that. Malay is more of a, well, it's kind of versatile, but more known for their infantry. Portuguese could see a lot of caravels, could see a lot of organ guns, could see some cannon galleons, and the Byzantine is very flexible civ as well. They have bombard towers, which would be pretty interesting to see with some good map control. The players have, basically, it's a nomad map, so they could have built their TCs anywhere. They were very organized about it, putting in almost a perfect square here with our heroes on TAW down in the left side and the enemy in blue and yellow on the right side. Those cows are really annoying, not gonna lie. There's so many of them. So many water buffalo on Water Nomad, it's insane. And if you've ever played this map, it's quite interesting. You can build on all this flotsam and jetsam throughout the map, and you can't build obviously where there's water only, but that's where the fish lie, is in these kind of deep water ponds. You'll see docks dropped very early, a lot of fishing ships will go on. A lot of, in typical nomad fashion, there's a lot of resources scattered around everywhere, including water buffalo. And if you do it right and use the fishing ships to scout and collect water buffalo like you see here, 14 of them and more to be found, you won't need to build farms for quite some time, because in addition to the fish, you have all these water buffalo coming in. It's a great way to keep your food eco going without needing to waste wood, and you can spend that wood on other things, like archers, for example. This is kind of a back dock, safe dock from Stiigz. I like that decision. Second dock going down by White Death here, also more conservative spot. Trying to keep that travel time between fishing ships to a minimum. It'll be a little while too before the action starts, I'd imagine, in nomad fashion. See, this is what I'm talking about, why building a second dock is helpful, because that's quite a lot of time wasted for the fishing ships to go back and forth. As far as position goes, kind of like Red Spot, he's got a lot of wood lines here to protect his TC, and he's using that to good effect and giving himself a nice little wall. He could also wall off to the edge of the map pretty easily by walling to here, though he probably hasn't scouted that out yet. There is a gap here, but zooming out a bit, yeah, he hasn't quite finished scouting, but he's got himself a nice little corner. Stiigz is kind of open, like the TC being placed on this side of the wood line. This is going to be tricky for him to wall, so he might go for an open approach. Look at all this, so many. But he's done himself a favor here by dropping the dock back to protect some fishing eco. And he can always expand backwards if he's pressed, though he will get caught in a corner. Kind of looking over Yellow's map. It's a good spot. He's got plenty of resources. Look at all this. It's very nearby. Drop a second TC here. Could drop a second TC right up in front. Over here. Plenty of great spots. And Blue. Yeah, similar situation. He's given himself a lot of great access to resources. He's giving a very tight base here to start. It's interesting. Very tight base indeed. Not the most efficient with his fishing at the moment. Fishing ship's going to collide with his eco, and he has not collected many cows at all, so he'll need to either rely more on fish or start building farms or fish traps. Probably fish traps, since they're infinite. It saves them on wood. But keep an eye out on blue and see how he performs. There's another dock, so he's starting to spread out. And he's also sending out his first fire galley, the first fire galley of the game. So this will be quite disruptive for red. He'll have to respond with a fire galley of his own, which I believe he's doing, whether he saw this or not. I don't know, I don't think so. But he'll lose a couple fishing ships unless he runs away before that fire galley comes out to defend. Stiigz already on his way up to feudal age. Stiigz is a good nomad player. I'll look to him to perform really well on a nomad map. And I know our TAW players have been practicing nomad quite a lot. Just kind of sick of the standard Arabia situation, so doing it to keep things interesting. I attribute Stiigz' fast imp time to the fact that he's got so many of these beasts, wildebeest, water buffalo, whatever, lying around, and he's also got 3 docks out, so maximizing his fishing time. So it looks like the other players might have gone feudal age before I even noticed it, so apologies for that. Distracted with other things, perhaps. So Gothfather might have been even the last to get up to him. Take a look here, 32 population for Gothfather, 27 for BlankSpot, 32 for Savvy Empire, and 26 for the Britons. Got a lot of gold being mined already, so Briton player putting out fire ships. He's got 6 of them fire galleys already. 5 for BlankSpot. And Blue trying to get some more food eco however he can. More docks out here to do just that. Because he does not have as many water buffalo as some of these other players. But we should see a combat clash here between red and blue. Yellow sending over his fire ships to support. This will outnumber red quite a bit when these two forces are combined. It's almost the entire military from the enemy is all concentrating on BlankSpot. So Stiigz will need to send over what he has to support. Yeah, red's going to quickly be overwhelmed here. He'll have to retreat for now and call for help. Mixing in a galley to add the extra range. Don't think it'll be enough. There's just too many ships from the enemy. So here comes Stiigz to help support from the south. Red will have to run away with his fishing ships or lose them all. Looks like he'll lose them all for now. That's gonna hurt. Just get melted from all those fires. And Stiigz coming with some help, but it's gonna be a while yet before TAW gets enough fire ships to actually do any damage. Blue will take a peek here and explore, see what he can find. He'll hide. BlankSpot will hide under the TC, which will do a pretty good job of damaging these fire ships. But it looks like they're gonna eat the damage to try to take out as much eco as they can. I think this is AOE 2 builds.com's starting map. Not certain, but I think so. And fighting under the TC right here and not getting the support from yellow is really hurting blue. He's going to lose his army, and I don't think he's killed many bills, if at all. You see these killed lost includes fishing ships. So I don't think any... Okay, there's one villager dead. There might have been 1 or 2 in the mix there. But fighting under the TC is really costing AOE League, AOE 2 builds.com's teams the bulk of their military at this point. And those Stiigz Gothfather ships did come in handy. So more coming from Stiigz from the south. Blue starting to explore, trying to figure out where the other team is and maybe where other openings are. Maybe looking for other exposed fishing ships. Not a bad idea, though I think red's fishing ships are all gone at this point. That did hurt Red's eco quite a bit, though. He's far behind on villager count at 24, though this count up here at the top does include fishing ships, I believe. So, yeah, and then this is the team total of 67. So 24 probably just his workers, and that seeing he doesn't have any fishing ships, and 43 is Stiigz fishing ships combined with his workers. So, for example, Blue doing a really good job of spreading out, though. He's putting a lot of docks down, clearly thinking fire ships, fishing. Demo raft, I like it from BlankSpot. See if you can get in there. They can be quite devastating and used properly. Stiigz has got quite a force here, trying to harry these blue ships, make sure you keep track of them. Though that was a bit of a wasted opportunity to do some damage. Yeah, here's even more from Blue finding Stiigz' base and trying to mess with the eco. Yellow coming down to support. Stiigz on the defensive now. Blue has quite a large navy here. You see just the health combined here between all the units. Highly in Blue's favor. Love this feature from Capture Age for sure. Stiigz forced to retreat. So, early advantage, though Red is hitting Blue at home and has upgraded War Galley, which is awesome. I like this decision. Portuguese have faster fire rate on their ships, I believe, so that's going to distract Blue a bit, though he's got quite a force of 9 fire ships to continue harrying the eco. I wonder if there's a blinking here, but it's not. It's not actual combat going on. BlankSpot will want to leave that before you lose too many ships. Don't want to fight under the TC. Sure, they could take a few more hits than maybe Knights, for example, but still never a good idea. And Blue continuing to switch pressure back and forth, focusing heavily on Navy. Not too surprising in a water map, but cavalry does just absolute devastating to ships. They have bonus attack against ships. People forget that. On this map especially, I played as the Franks one time and just went straight Knights, and everybody else was running around with Navy, and I just devastated the other team. So I don't know if we'll see that today, but it's obviously a possibility with the Byzantines. Castle Age coming in from the top players. That's a big advantage. BlankSpot's already up on Castle Age, and we'll start to see some caravels. Though caravels are weak to fire ships. And BlankSpot has upgraded to fire ship instead of fire galley, so he'll have an advantage there, though not in numbers. He's mixing in a few demolition ships, so he's made some upgrades to Navy as the Portuguese player. Upgraded his units. And combined with Stiigz' army, they'll push out Blue. And White Death, a bit late to the party, will also be outnumbered. Though there are a lot of reinforcements coming in, I'm liking the position with that going Castle Age, prioritizing the upgraded in units versus numbers. I think that's going to make it. Just look at that. I mean, the fire ships do so much damage once upgraded. But they continue to put the pressure on. I mean, that's the advantage to AOE Builds.com is they're fighting at the TAW base. They're not fighting at their own house, and they're just able to have their eco undisturbed. They're just about to hit Castle Age now, AOE.com. Though I'm still not, I don't know, it seems like a very inefficient base. I like how Blue is spread out, but his home base is a bit inefficient, and looks like they're not going to force the issue. They're going to wait for the age to upgrade so they can upgrade their buildings. TAW has the potential here to push. They have a bigger navy in addition to having the better units. So I'd like to see Gothfather push the advantage here if he can. It looks like he's thinking the exact same thing. Castle Age came in for White Death, about to come in for Savvy Empire. A lot of idle villager time, an hour's worth for BlankSpot, but also an hour's worth for Savvy Empire. And now they're, yeah, demo rafts. Great work with those demo ships. Took out all those villagers. So effective. Much faster than fire ships in killing builds. I think there were 2 of them in the mix, so well done, Godfather. Well done, Stiigz. And now there's the idle villager count is skyrocketing for Samurai Empire. An hour plus for him. And that's all time that villagers could be working. That's when you garrison 15 villas for 30 seconds. It stacks up quite quickly. And Stiigz is hunting for more weak spots, missing out on all these fire ships or fishing ships. But Savvy Empire has upgraded his units from galleys to ships, as has Stiigz. So we'll see some more navy battles going on. What's going on over here? Stiigz in 2 places. Look at this. Fighting both navies, taking on by themselves. Look at all these. Amazing. And these are still just fire galleys, so Stiigz has the unit advantage as well as the numbers at this point. Fighting on 2 fronts and really harrying. Wow, man, he really boomed away out here, didn't he? Amazing. Using it to great effect. Advantage TAW at this point. Killing villagers, killing all of Blue's navy. Just has the numbers. Can sit under these CC fire for a little bit in order to get the build kills. There's only 1 TC for Blue, so he can only hide 15 vills, and that's just so much exposed eco that's getting picked off by these fire ships. Even a galley or 2 would have gone a long way here. But Red's coming to join the party, not to be left out. Still no caravels. Here they are. Love these. They're basically like scorpions on water. Great against galleys, but not so great against fire ships. But we'll see how they can be used. So Blue retreating where he can, trying to hide from Stiigz' army. And now Red's in here too. Should clean up all the navy. And that's it. Looks like Blue and Yellow is calling it. Great job, Stiigz. He's completely pushed in on both sides. That's prioritizing getting up to Castle Age first, upgrading your units, kind of weathering the storm in Feudal Age, and then just pouncing. I mean, making sure that you have the eco to support it. But if you look at Stiigz' navy, I mean, he only had 1 TC, but how many docks? I mean, so many. 5 that I can see, probably even more. Yeah, 5 docks. So just massive production of military units out of those. Let's take a look at the enemy. 4, but they didn't have the eco to support it, and they didn't have the unit upgrades as soon as the TAW team did. So I think back on when they were pushing on Red, the enemy was, with feudal units, while our heroes of TAW had Castle Age units, and they lost all their army. Not all, but they lost a big chunk of their army in taking that fight before they'd hit Castle Age. They should have retreated, aged up first, and then taken the fight. I think that's where the momentum swung, and swung heavily in TAW's favor. And yeah, AOE builds just wasn't able to recover after that, but very well played. Very well played indeed by our heroes of TAW. So, game 1 goes to Idle Villagers Galore, is the team name for the TAW. Not the case for Gothfather. He only had 2 minutes of idle TC time and 15 minutes combined of idle villagers, compared to BlankSpot's, which was 10 in an hour. But then if you look at the enemies, it was an hour and a half of idle villager time and a full hour for White Death. So that's what we're looking at. Game 1 goes to Idle Villas Galore. There will be a game 2 following after this. I hope you can join me for that. Thanks for watching. This is Sneaky Chiefy signing off.